What happens when the world starts talking about your body before it even learns your name? From a Ghanaian man who towers at 9 feet 6 inches to a woman whose chest once made her tumble down a staircase, Africa is home to people with such extreme anatomy. It borders on the unbelievable. Get ready. Here are 20 people with the largest body parts in Africa. Number 20. Forsulamana Abdalamed. Forsulamana Abdalamed. Growing non-stop isn't just a phrase, it's his reality. The man is literally towering over Ghana, his height pushing past all into "are we sure he's human" territory. In his hometown of Gambega, locals call him Ayu, meaning "let's go in Dagbani," probably because you need a brisk pace just to keep up with his massive strides. Last measurement, a staggering 9 feet 6 inches, and doctors think he might still be growing. For real. They suspect a rare condition called pituitary gigantism, where the brain pumps out too much growth hormone. But this isn't just about size, it's about survival. Forsulamana battles a curved spine, swollen limbs, and constant pain, all while living in a small town without the resources to handle such a rare case. The first time health officials tried to measure him, they literally ran out of tape and had to guess. Later, the hospital finally got the real numbers, and they were shook. Despite the medical challenges and constant stays, AU stays chill. He's not just surviving, he's owning it. Number 19. Joyce Adu. Meet Joyce Adu, better known online as Busty GH. She's not just a Ghanaian socialite, she's practically a physics experiment on legs. Her chest. Let's just say it could have its own gravitational field. In a recent SVTV Africa interview, she revealed something wild. When she wears a bra, she literally can't see past her chest. Imagine trying to do stays with 2 airbags strapped to your torso. Spoiler, it ended badly. She actually fell down a staircase and landed in the hospital for weeks. Now, she says she sees more clearly without a bra. So, are bras the real enemy here? Jokes aside, Joyce wears her size and her scars with confidence. In a world that constantly tries to shrink women, that kind of boldness deserves a slow clap. Maybe from a safe distance. Number 18. Gabriel Jane. Before the internet was full of viral giants, Mozambique's Gabriel Jane was already towering over the world at 8 feet 0.75 inches. For a time, he was not only his country's tallest man, but the tallest living person on Earth. Born in 1944, Gabriel's rapid growth came from acromegaly, caused by excessive growth hormone. By his teens, he was beyond tall, he was monumental. But his height brought pain, chronic aches, mobility struggles, and no access to specialized medical care in rural Africa. Still, he made the most of it, performing in circuses, traveling internationally, and owning a Guinness World Record in 1988. But life wasn't just applause. In 1990, a fall at home tragically cut his life short at just 46. Gone too soon, but never forgotten. Number 17. John Weru. Dedication is one thing. Growing your fingernails for 25 years. That's next level. Kenya's John Weru holds the record for the longest fingernails in Africa, each more than a foot long. Twisted, curved, and carefully maintained, these aren't just nails, they're his signature. Everyday life? A challenge. Buttoning shirts, shaking hands, using a phone, all require extreme caution. But John doesn't flinch. His nails are his pride, his discipline, and his legacy. Number 16. Brahim Takiula. Think shoe shopping is hard. Morocco's Brahim Takiula laughs at your shoe problems. He holds the Guinness World Record for largest feet on Earth, each measuring 1 foot 3 inches long, equivalent to a European size 58. Good luck finding those in a regular store. Brahim, who also stands 8 feet 1 inch, was diagnosed with acromegaly as a teen. By 18, he was towering over everyone, literally. Surgery stopped further growth, but his monumental size is here to stay. Number 15. Manu Ball. At 7 feet 7 inches, Sudan's Manu Ball wasn't just one of the tallest NBA players in history. He was a force of nature. Born into the Dinka tribe in 1962, his wingspan measured an unreal 8 feet 6 inches. He could block shots without leaving the ground. But his biggest impact wasn't on the court. During Sudan's civil war, he became a fierce advocate for peace, donating most of his career earnings to help build schools, hospitals, and hope. The sacrifices were enormous, and his health declined in later years, but he never stopped fighting for his people. Number 14. The Himba Women. Forget fairy tales. The Himba women of Namibia were Africa's real-life Rapunzels. For generations, their natural hair could grow so long it touched the ground. This wasn't just luck, it was tradition. Starting from childhood, girls' hair was cared for using a sacred blend of oils, herbs, tree bark, and ochre. Over time, it was woven into intricate, floor-length locks that symbolized beauty, womanhood, and social status. These elaborate hairstyles played a central role in ceremonies and cultural events. But with modernization and outside influence, the tradition has faded, surviving now mostly through photographs and oral history. Number 13. Abuan Adagok. NBA players might seem like giants to most people, but next to Abuan Adagok, even they look undersized. At a staggering 7 feet 11 inches, the Nigerian phenom could be the tallest basketball prospect the world has ever seen. Nicknamed Big Nigga, Abuan's rise has been nothing short of extraordinary. Born in Nigeria, his towering frame drew attention from an early age. Unlike many tall kids who struggle with coordination, he moves with surprising agility, quick feet, solid footwork, and a shot-blocking reach that feels downright unfair. His exact height has even been a mystery, with reports ranging anywhere from 7 feet 9 inches to 7 feet 11 inches. Scouts didn't know what to believe, but one thing was certain. When someone this big moves like a pro, it's a whole different ballgame. Even Shaquille O'Neal took notice after a video of Abuan dunking without jumping went viral. Shaq was impressed, the internet exploded, and suddenly all eyes were on this quiet giant from Africa. But his path hasn't been easy. Growing up in Nigeria meant limited access to elite training, proper shoes, and healthcare. Still, Abuan is grinding toward his NBA dream. Not just to make it big, but to inspire others. Number 12. Ringul Maluak. Most teenage athletes dream of reaching the big stage. At just 17, Ringul Maluak is already there, competing in Olympic qualifiers against seasoned pros and making his country proud. Standing at 7 feet 2 inches, and still growing, his journey began far from the spotlight. Raised amid the conflict in South Sudan, survival often came before sports. But talent like his couldn't go unnoticed. With the help of the NBA Academy Africa, Ring transformed raw potential into polished skill. His performance during the FIBA World Cup qualifiers turned heads worldwide. His reach is incredible, his footwork sharp, and his basketball IQ unusually high for his age. But what sets him apart most is his purpose. He plays not just to win, but to represent something bigger. Number 11. Charles Sagley. He can't find shoes that fit, barely squeezes through doorways, and draws stares everywhere he goes. But Charles Sagley, the tallest man in Ghana's Volta region, isn't seeking fame. He just wants a normal life in a body that's anything but. Standing over 7 feet tall, Charles faces challenges most people never think about. His feet are so large that no regular shoe comes close to fitting, leaving him to walk barefoot. That's not just uncomfortable, it's dangerous. His mother recalls carrying him for 10 full months before birth, and from day one, everyone knew he was different. As he grew, his height skyrocketed. Clothes, furniture, even transportation. It's been a lifetime of improvising. Charles doesn't ask for much, just proper medical care and custom-made shoes so he can protect his feet. Something so simple, yet so out of reach for him. Mystic topic. What exactly are we seeing here? Two people appear to have satellite dishes for shoulders. Are they picking up Wi-Fi signals? Or just blessed with the largest domes in Africa? Is this a Ray Tribe or Photoshop fever dream? Either way, it's not your everyday head-to-shoulders ratio. Drop your theories below and don't forget to tag it with #MysticTopic. Number 10. Sulleon Ali Nashan. Few people can claim to be over 8 feet tall, play for their national basketball team, and appear in a classic film. But Sulleon Ali Nashan did it all. Born in 1943 in Tripoli, Libya, he had an ordinary childhood until his teenage years, when his body began to grow at an astonishing rate. Doctors later found a tumor on his pituitary gland, causing gigantism. He reached a final height of 8 feet 0.5 inches, making him one of the tallest people in recorded history. Sulleman used his height to his advantage, dominating on Libya's national basketball team and even landing a role in Federico Fellini's 1960 film Satirican. But his size came with physical pain, limited mobility, and difficulty accessing proper treatment. He eventually underwent surgery to halt his growth, but his legacy was already cemented. Sadly, he passed away in 1991, his remarkable story still largely untold. Number 9. Hussein Basad. Once recognized as the world's tallest man, Hussein Basad's life has been anything but easy. Born in Somalia and standing 7 feet 9 inches, he also has some of the largest hands ever recorded, over 10 inches long, due to acromegaly, a rare hormonal disorder caused by tumor. His towering size might sound impressive, but it's come with daily struggles. After fleeing Somalia's civil war, Hussein sought safety in the UK, only to face new challenges, serious health problems, isolation, and limited mobility. Now in his 40s, he lives in a care home, requiring full-time assistance. Still, his voice remains powerful, advocating for compassion, dignity, and humanity for vulnerable people like himself. Number 8. Moni Ball. At 8 feet 2 inches, Moni Ball was once celebrated as Africa's tallest man and the second tallest in the world. But behind the record stood a life marked by pain and isolation. Born in Batna, Algeria, he grew normally until age 12, when a pituitary gland disorder triggered uncontrollable growth. Daily life became a challenge. Walking, eating, even sleeping brought discomfort. Accessing proper medical care was almost impossible. While the world marveled at his height, few understood his struggles. Moni remained determined to live with purpose, but in 2012, he passed away quietly, his heart giving out after years of health complications. Number 7. The Tootszie. In the heart of Central Africa, the Tootszie people of Rwanda and Burundi have amazed researchers, travelers, and historians with their height for decades. Often regarded as the tallest tribe in Africa, and possibly the world, Tootszie men average over 6 feet 1 inch while many women nearly match that. Long limbs, lean builds, and striking features are common among them, likely thanks to a mix of genetics, high-altitude living, and traditional diets. But their story is about much more than height. The Tootszie have a rich cultural heritage and once held high social and political positions. Tragically, their prominence also made them targets, most notably during the 1994 Rwandan genocide, where hundreds of thousands were killed. Today, the Tootszie are rebuilding, preserving their traditions, and standing, both literally and figuratively, head and shoulders above the rest. Number 6. The Dinka. Towering like living statues, the Dinka of South Sudan are often called the tallest people in Africa, and possibly the world. With average male heights around 6 feet 4 inches, some even soar past 7 feet. No gym or basketball court required. But their presence is more than height. Long limbs, lean builds, and an upright, regal posture make them unforgettable. Science credits genetics, a high-protein diet of milk and cattle products, and life on the open plains for their extraordinary growth. Yet, their true story runs deeper. For generations, they've been cattle herders, warriors, and spiritual leaders, deeply connected to their land and ancestors. In a country marked by decades of conflict, the Dinka stand as symbols of pride and unity. From refugee camps to Olympic tracks, the youth now carry that legacy onto global stages. Number 5. The Maasai. Draped in striking red shukas, the Maasai of Kenya and northern Tanzania are both cultural icons and some of the tallest people in Africa. Average male height? Around 6 feet 3 inches, with many taller still. But it's not just in how they stand, it's in how they live. As traditional cattle herders, their diet of milk, meat, and sometimes cow blood fuels lean, powerful bodies. Their lifestyle, from long herding treks to ceremonial dances with gravity-defying leaps, keeps them agile well into old age. The Adumu, their famous jumping dance, isn't mere spectacle, it's a ritual of pride and strength. Despite modern pressures and land disputes, the Maasai fiercely protect their traditions, living tall in every sense of the word. Number 4. Aphagoro. In any crowd, Aphagoro didn't just stand out, he towered. Nigeria's tallest man. This Lagos-born giant reached 7 feet 4 inches. He was average height as a child, until a late-teen growth spurt changed everything. Doctors diagnosed him with acromegaly, a rare condition causing abnormal growth. From ducking under doorways to custom-made clothes and shoes, life was a series of adjustments. But beyond the physical strain came social isolation and constant stares. Still, Aphagoro turned challenge into opportunity, acting in Nollywood films, modeling, and starring in the reality show I Am Agoro, where he shared the highs and lows of life as a giant. Being tall isn't always a blessing, he once said. It comes with burdens people don't see. He passed in 2023, but his presence remains larger than life. Number 3. Francisco Domingo Joakeim. Step aside, circus tricks. Francisco Domingo Joakeim from Angola holds the Guinness World Record for the widest mouth, a jaw-dropping 6.69 inches wide. That's enough to fit an entire soda can sideways with room to spare. He discovered his gift as a teen, and soon local crowds were gathering to watch. International performances followed, leaving audiences speechless. No surgery, no enhancement, just pure, rare anatomy. Scientists have even studied him to understand how his jaw and skin define normal human limits. Crowned world champion in 2010, Francisco went from neighborhood curiosity to global sensation, all while staying a humble, everyday guy. Number 2. Asha Zulu Mandela. She doesn't wear a crown, she grows one. Asha Zulu Mandela holds the record for the world's longest dreadlocks, measuring over 110 feet, longer than a city bus. Born in Trinidad and Tobago and later moving to the US, she began locking her hair 40 years ago as part of a spiritual journey. Her hair weighs over 25 pounds dry, even more when wet, and doctors have warned of spinal strain. But Asha refuses to cut it, calling her locks a source of strength, identity, and healing. She uses natural care methods rooted in ancestral tradition and brushes off criticism. As she says, "Cutting my hair would be like cutting off my spirit." Number 1. The Nua. Deep in the Nile Valley, the Nua of South Sudan are known for both cultural pride and extraordinary height. Many men stretch past 6 feet, fueled by a dairy-rich diet and strong genetics. But their height is only part of their legacy. For centuries, they've endured war, displacement, and political division, yet their traditions remain intact. Their cattle are not just livelihood, but symbols of life itself. Even in the harshest conditions, the Nua stand unshaken, rooted in who they are. From the towering Dinka and Maasai to the unshakable Nua, from Aphagoro's giant stature to Francisco's record-breaking jaw, and Asha Mandela's legendary crown of locks, Africa is home to some of the world's most extraordinary individuals and tribes. Each carries more than physical uniqueness. They hold stories of resilience, pride, and identity. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these stories amazed you the most? Share this video so more people can discover these incredible lives. Like if you learned something new. Subscribe to Real African History for more powerful stories from around the world.